Talk a little bit about this steering wheel here because it's an injury compensation design. It's a ProPak, which means he can send it back to me at any time and we'll redesign it, retexturize it, re-emboss it, everything at no cost. That's our top of line package. But anyway, driver told me that he had pain pushing down on the thumb. So if there's pain pushing down on the thumb, obviously you don't want to have any leveraging surfaces where when he's turning, he's going to be feeling forces pushing down on the thumb. So when you get information from the driver, you have to make sure that you understand completely in 3 dimensions, X, Y, and Z, what causes pain. And what I determined was, being that he said his hand, he sent his hand a photo with a ruler that I could put on my monitor and do the zoom to see whose hand was bigger. And he said that his preference for the steering wheel was maybe a little bit smaller. And that's important. So on his left hand, which is the good hand, I did notice he steers like I do. He's a shuffle steerer. And of course, with a cut top wheel, that makes things real interesting, especially in a tank slapper. But anyway, being that he does not have yet a home position established because he was grabbing, smooth generic wheels in the past, I've designed some relatively mild home positions into this wheel in 2 positions. One is with the middle finger behind the horizontal spoke. The other one is with it below it. And that took a fair amount of time of reheating, remolding until it felt comfortable in each position. The only wing on this wheel is when the middle finger is below the horizontal spoke, because I wanted him to feel a wing and get the leveraging benefits. Now look, if the middle finger is behind the horizontal spoke, there's a gap between the wing. Well, he can send it back to me if indeed, after watching in-car camera for a couple of races, we notice that his home position is indeed on the upper one. Then I can just either fillet this off or move it up to that position, and then we'll start winging it out. I wanted to stay away from the leverage modality of communicating forces into the wheel and reading feedback. The other way is friction. Remember, there's 2 ways to read forces through the wheel or impart forces on the wheel and read the feedback. And that is leverage, when you add surfaces that protrude up to the surface and you can push against them, like this billy club. If I have this thing here and I want to control it and keep it from falling to the ground, I have to squeeze it. But if I relax my grip, now watch, it slides up to this surface here, which is essentially a wing on a steering wheel. But when you start adding wings on a steering wheel and you're not exactly used to the discipline of finding a home position while steering, because now you can. You don't have to shuffle as much on the wheel because you've got benefits from leveraging both micro texturizing, where the actual glove, when it's wet, will interlock with the wheel, and you experiment with different surface treatments to figure out which one's best for your steering method. And on this side, I left it burnished. I left it actually polished, so in use it'll get burnished, because what I found is for the majority of the gloves out there, a polished burnished surface gives them ideal stick slip characteristics. So anyway, that's how this wheel was designed, and look forward to working with John on it to get it all dialed in to his liking. It'll probably take, I'm guessing, he's actually really good at feedback. I'm saying maybe one or two remolds, and he's going to love it. Until then, take care.